guys, welcome to Overconfident Sports. My name is Julian.
Roman?
Quinton.
And here we go. So today we're going to talk about the Boston Celtics.
Team focus.
So my question today is going to be, what is the early struggles? Or what are the reasons for the early struggles for the Boston Celtics?
I'll say, I think there was a few things that just kind of happened at once. Coronavirus was really bad for the Celtics because Jayson Tatum, he caught it. So he was out for 3 to 4 weeks. And he says he still doesn't feel 100% yet. That's a big deal when your star player who got the 4-year, $195 million contract doesn't feel he's 100% after getting coronavirus. And also, people don't understand this, but Kemba Walker had a stem cell injection in his knee.
Repeat that for me, please.
He had a stem cell injection in his knee, Kemba Walker. Now, to people who don't understand this, what a stem cell injection to the knee is, basically you're putting cells or tissue in the knee. You're injecting it to make parts of the knee grow back. That's a big deal. So Kemba Walker is not trash. He is injured. I am fully going to defend Kemba Walker. I'm going to be unapologetic about it because he is injured and he is still not ready yet. He should not be playing right now. He should have to sit out another month and then return because that's a big deal. And then I think Marcus Smart being injured was also a big deal just because he's like their defensive anchor. He's like their star role player in a sense. He's not a star, but he's their starting star role player. He's the best person to play his role. Defensive anchor, career highs, 36% three-point field goal percentage. He's important. So I think that's kind of what I thought it was. Because I don't think it's Danny Ainge or Brad Stevens' fault. I think it's just a lot of things that happened at once because they went to the conference finals 3 times in a row. Or 3 times in the past 4 years. So I don't think they're a bad team. They just need to figure some stuff out. Q, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just piggybacking off of that, it's just like it all has to do with like chemistry, injuries, coronavirus, everything like that. But Brad Stevens is probably like a problem with that because he gets to the Eastern Conference Finals every single year, almost damn near. But I mean, like he can't get over the hump, being with like Marcus Smart, like Gordon Hayward's out now, but Jayson Tatum and everybody, it's tough to work with a young team and everything. So you have to give the man credit for what he can do.
You were actually mentioning this earlier. You said you kind of had an issue with how he's plugging in Daniel Tyson, Tristan Thompson, how he's plugging people in and out of the lineup. You were kind of mentioning that earlier.
Yeah, I just think like he has rotation issues. I think that he just needs to work on rotating the big man around, because if you have Tice, who's more of a perimeter big man role player, like all that other stuff, like it doesn't matter, So Tristan Thompson's more just like a rebounder role player. You can't have them at the same time because it creates problems down low.
Facts.
Personally, just
Joe, what do you think?
Sorry for my technical difficulties, but I just think, to piggyback off him, I think it's more of Brad Stevens. I don't think there's an excuse with going to 3 conference finals in the last 4 years and not going to the finals once.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like Buck syndrome. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, regular season juggernaut.
You know what I mean? Like,
playoff disappointment.
Exactly. So it's like, and also the whole Kemba Walker thing. A lot of people, he's not meant for that system. I personally think he's a natural born scorer. So if you're gonna ask him to be a third option, that's kind of limiting him.
In all honesty, nobody knows this better than you.
Exactly. I mean,
he was with your team for like 9 to 10 years, so you kind of know what Kemba Walker can do and not.
That also may be a little bit of bias on my part.
Well, he balled for your team. I mean, I don't think it's a bias. He balled out,
Facts. But nah, like, I just think it's more of just a team chemistry issue, just to go off of you guys. You know what I mean? But I have another question for you guys. How has Jaylen Brown's emergence really impacted the Celtics this year?
Q, what do you think?
I think that it's a big play. I mean, he's a great two-way player and everything. I mean, with everybody going down, I just think that Jaylen Brown's like emerging well. I mean, he's shooting 48% from the field and everything. He's averaged 24 points. I think he's finally fitting into his role like with the Celtics. So like he's definitely like stepping into that for them, I think. So What about you, bro?
I think for Jaylen Brown, he has finally figured out, like you said, his role, and he can actually take over stretches of the game and be. And I don't think he's a second star. I think he's a co-star. I'm kind of, in my opinion, putting him on a similar level as Jayson Tatum. Not saying that they're the same player, but saying that they can equally impact the team. And looking at his play, he can take over stretches of a game and completely dominate and wrap up a fourth quarter if Jayson Tatum cannot do it. So he's really what that team needed to be like a two-wing dynamic. I kind of think of him as like a more refined Clippers formula, because you see Kawhi and PG. I think that they're kind of figuring that out more just because they're younger and they're just they've played with each other more, so they have a better understanding. Also, Danny Ainge is a visionary. Like, people like Brandon Ingram is making. I mean, I understand, but
A little tough right now. A little tough to say.
all right, but for this though, for Jaylen Brown's development, he signed Jaylen Brown for a 4-year, $115 million contract after the bad year in October of 2019. People averaging Jaylen Brown's points are making 4-year 195, 4-year 158. He got a steal. Like, he saw that before it happened. He knew this was gonna happen. Jaylen Brown's resurgence. So I'm just saying, I'm gonna give Danny Ainge credit for that, just because he gave the kid the bag early, and then it worked out really well. So I think it's kind of cool how he saw that beforehand. I think, Jaylen Brown's incredibly important to this team.
No, I agree with that point. I just disagree with Danny Ainge is a visionary. I think Danny Ainge is capable of putting a playoff team out there on the floor, but he will never. I don't think he's capable of putting a championship team.
I mean, from a sense of just how he saw Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
Like how he saw that, because honestly, I don't think people were expecting that from Jaylen Brown.
No, not at all.
They expected his peak to be 18 to 19 points per game, with 5 and 3 on the side of assists and rebounds. So seeing him almost averaging 26, 27 in a month, it's crazy.
What's his 3-point percentage though?
His 3-point percentage as of right
38%.
now, 38.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's definitely improved his jump shot over the years.
Facts.
But okay, I want to go back to your point though, because you said Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown are on the same. Are they? So, lastly, guys, what do y'all think the Celtics need to do to get over the hump?
Q, I actually want to start. I want to see what you say.
Honestly, I know this is like off topic, but LaMarcus Aldridge coming in, I think that he can actually help the Celtics out. And I just think that the Celtics need more like role players to fit Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum.
Yeah.
They have a young team obviously, but I think it's just more like a veteran experience.
Q, I want to ask you actually, is there besides their starters, is it not that good like the rest of their roster? Like, is it not good?
It's very subpar, I could say.
Yeah, compared to win a championship, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's nobody out off the bench.
Bro, they thought Jeff Teague was gonna work. He's averaging 6 points a game.
Yeah.
I was so shocked. I was because I was watching third quarter. Jeff Teague has 2 points. Just kill me.
Jeff Teague, I think he's just done now. I think there's no gas in the tank, at all. So
it's unfortunate. Imagine if they had Atlanta Jeff Teague. That should be crazy.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I think that to get over the hump, they need to figure out a solution with Daniel Tice and Tristan Thompson, because it's not working. Daniel Tice is working. Tristan Thompson is playing his role, but it's minimal. It's very limited. Tristan Thompson can't stretch the floor. So they're going to need one of 3 players: Kevin Love, Harrison Barnes, or LaMarcus Aldridge, just like you said. I want to say, my personal opinion, I want Kevin Love because they need a rebounder and a guy to stretch the floor. Also, somebody that can take responsibility at the post. Danny Ainge has been trying to get Kevin Love for a long time, hasn't been able to get into Celtics because his contract is literally untradeable. I'm hoping they can pull it off to get some points in the post to clear up space for Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, and just handle Marcus Smart, because Marcus Smart can actually shoot threes. He'll make threes. So, and they just need a big that can stretch the floor and have that other piece, because we know, I think you need more. Either you need 2 superstars or 4 or 3 to 4 all-stars. I'm not including the Nets because it's just three superstars. So they just don't have that piece. Like they just need that one thing to get them over the hump. I mean, Harrison Barnes, put him at the 4, that could work, but he's only 28 years old, so plugging in Barnes gives you a little bit of reliability and just some veteran presence to push reliable points in place. Julian, what do you think?
True. I mean, I agree with y'all. They need a big that can stretch the floor, but I also think they need a defensive anchor, a paint presence, like someone that could block shots or someone that can strike fear into somebody. You know what I mean?
They got Taco though.
If they play Taco, then okay, yeah. Like,
I mean, if they can pull him, like call him back up and play him, sure.
True, yeah. But he just not mobile. That's the only problem.
True.
But that's Andre Drummond, right? In a sense.
100%.
But
he just can't stretch the floor.
But isn't he like a bigger Daniel Tice at that point?
Who?
Like Andre Drummond being just a bigger version of Daniel Tice?
I don't think Daniel Tice is that defensive anchor who can really block shots. Like, he's a big body, yeah.
Not Tristan Thompson?
But he.
Like, he tried. I don't think it's working, though.
I think. Okay, they need a dynamic big like that. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Not just a defensive anchor.
Okay,
like,
for
you know
sure.
what I mean? They need someone that can shoot
Andre Drummond,
and that can block.
he can make plays in the paint.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
in the paint.
I agree with that. But do y'all have anything else?
Nah, I think I've said mine.
I mean, I got nothing, I guess, yo, that's going to be it for the day. So follow us at Overconfident Sports. Also on TikTok, Overconfident Sports. Go like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what y'all think, and we'll catch y'all later.
Support the channel. Peace.